Welcome to class 4 of secretarial practice. Today we are going to deal with topic appointment of company secretary. So we have already studied who is company secretary, and if you wants to be a company secretary, what qualification you should have. So regarding such things, we have already dealt in the previous class. So today we are going to deal with the topic appointment of company secretary. So now the first secretary will be appointed by the promoters. As the point is on the board, appointment of secretary by the promoters. Generally, the secretary, the company secretary or the first company secretary will be appointed by the promoters. So the question is, who are promoters? So whom we call as promoters? So promote. So promoters means the one who is going to promote, right? The one who is going to promote, we call him as a promoter. What he is going to promote? The person is going to promote the company. The person is going to promote the company. So in the short, we can say the one who does all the preliminary works with relates to what? With relates to formation of company, we call him as promoter, and this promoter is going to appoint a secretary. This promoter is going to appoint a secretary. So now why he is going to appoint them? Why is going to appoint the secretary? So he is going to appoint the secretary so that the secretary may assist him in his preliminary work. So promoter is going to undertake the preliminary work in order to bring the company into the incorporation or to form the company, and to assist this promoter in his preliminary work, he is going to appoint the person called as secretary, and that person will be the secretary appointed by the promoter. And this person, the person who is been appointed by the promoter, is called as pro tem secretary. We call that secretary as pro term secretary. So who is pro tem secretary now? The pro tem secretary is a secretary who is appointed by the promoter at the time of incorporation or before the incorporation. We call him as a pro tem secretary. And what he is going to do there? So I said the person who is been appointed by the promoter, we call him as pro tem secretary. So why he is going to appoint? The promoter is going to appoint the secretary in order to assist him in a preliminary work. So what is the work there? So it may be holding the meeting, keeping the minutes, so preparing the various documents, etc. And the name of such secretary, will be present in the articles of association, and the name of your potom secretary will be mentioned in the articles of association of the company. So now, what is this article of association? What is article of association? So article of association is nothing but it is a document of company. So it is a document of company. So then if it is a document of company, what it contains, right? So this is a document of company which specifies the rules and regulation of the company. The rules and regulation of the company. And in such document, so the name of the pro tem secretary will be there. So understood, or you got cleared with the promoters, secretary appointed by promoters. So in short, if we say secretary appointed by the promoter means the promoter to assist him in his preliminary work to get the company to get the company formatted, so he's going to appoint the secretary, and the name of that secretary will be the potom secretary, and this secretary is going, the name of this secretary will be included in the articles of association. Articles of association is nothing but the document of the company which includes the rules and regulation. So we'll move to the next point. Appointment of secretary by the first board of director. The appointment of secretary by the first board of directors. So when does the board of directors come into existence? So here the directors, so they come into existence after incorporation. So after incorporation, the board of directors will be there. So now this board of directors, so we say the first board of directors. So these first board of directors in their first board meeting, in their first board meeting, so they are going to pass the resolution and they are going to appoint the secretary, right? They are going to appoint the secretary. So this secretary, we call him as a secretary appointed by the first board of director by passing the resolution in the first board meeting after incorporation. So that person is appointed, or this is the person who has been appointed by the board of directors, right? And appointing the secretary is mandatory, right? Mandatory means it is compulsory. It is compulsory so that every public limited company should have the secretary. So they are going to appoint, or it is left in the hands of the board of directors whether to continue the same secretary whom the promoters have been appointed, or to continue or to select the new secretary. So I repeat, it is in the hands of the board of directors. It is their choice whether to continue with the protem secretary only or to appoint the new secretary. So this is relating your appointment of company secretary. So next we are going to deal regarding the dismissal. So dismissal of company secretary, right? Dismissal of company secretary. So how the secretary can be removed from his office? So what are the conditions? So we are going to deal it one by one. So the first is disqualification of company secretary. Disqualification. So what is this disqualification mean by? So here, what is the relationship between the company and the secretary, right? What is the relationship between the company and the secretary? So we can say company is the employer and the secretary is just the employee working for his employer, right? So here employer and employee relationship is there in between the company and the secretary. So what happens here? If the board of directors who are there, the board of directors who are there, if they are not satisfied, if they are not satisfied with the work that is done by the secretary, if they are not satisfied with the work done by the secretary, or if they are not satisfied with the performance of the company secretary, so here the board of directors is going to remove the secretary from his office. So now in such case, if they are going to remove the secretary, or for example, if the board of director found that, or if the board of directors are not satisfied with the performance of the company secretary, so what the board of director does, so they are not going to, or straight away they cannot remove the secretary. First they have to give the notice. So prior notice should be given to the secretary. So the prior notice should be given to the secretary saying that you are been, or you will be removed. You will be removed, so that we are not satisfied with your performance. So now when we are going to give such notice, so before how many days? So we can say before 1 month. Before 1 month, what you have to do, you have to give the notice saying that we are going to remove you from your office. So I repeat, disqualification. Disqualification means, qualifying means what? Qualifying means you are going to get it eligible, right? So here disqualify, you are going to remove the company secretary, as there is a relationship between company and the secretary as a relation of employer and employee. So if you are not, if you are working in a certain company or in a certain institution, if your performance is not satisfied, so you will be removed, right? So in the same way, the employer, if they are not satisfied with the performance of the company secretary, so then they have a right to remove the secretary. So with giving a prior notice of 1 month. So the next is irregularities. Next is irregularities. So what is this irregularities of company secretary? Irregularities of company secretary. So they say that company secretary can be fired from his office at any time without giving the prior notice. So what does it mean? So here disqualification says that they are going to give the notice, right? They are going to give the notice so that we are going to remove you. But here irregularities of company secretary says that, so they are not going to give any notice. So they are not going to, or we can say no notice, or there is no need of giving any notice to the secretary saying that we are going to remove you. So straight away what they do, they can be fired at any time from their office. So for example, if he is going to do something wrong, or if he is charged with willful disobedience, misconduct, negligence of duty, permanent inability, so in such cases the secretary will be removed from his office. So we can say, in short, we can say if he's going to break the code of conduct or break some rules and regulation, that too willful, right? So willful misconduct. So willful misconduct, we call it as fraud. If he's going to do something fraud, if he's going to break some rules and regulation, if he's going to neglect the duties, or he's going to have a permanent inability. In such case, the company secretary will be removed from his office. Then the next is called as end of contract. End of contract. So here, what is this end of contract? So what is contract? So contract is nothing but the agreement, right? So only the agreement will not be the contract. So this agreement should be enforceable by by law, right? So when the agreement is enforceable by law, we call it as contract. When the contract is enforceable by law, we call it as contract. So the end of contract. So what does it mean? Company secretary is appointed for the fixed period. So company secretary is appointed for the fixed period, and the duration of this fixed period will come into end, right? The duration of this fixed period will come into end. So now it is the duty of a board of director. So whether or either he should end the contract or he should renew it. Renew it, right? Renew it means he's going to allow the same secretary to continue his office further for few years or few period. So now, if the board of director is not going to renew the contract, what happens? Automatically the contract will come into end. Okay, the contract will come into end. So what happens now? The secretary should vacate his office. Then the next is winding up of company. The next is winding up of company. So what does this winding up of company mean? So here winding up means we are going to end up, right? Winding up means we are going to end up the company. So winding up. So we use the term called as liquidation. So what is liquidation? Liquidation is nothing but winding up, right? So when the company is going to wound up legally, we call it as winding up of company. So during the winding up of company, so as other employees, secretary will also be discharged from his office. So if the expiry or if the wound up take place before the before the fixed term, of the contract, as I've said you, end of contract, there will be a fixed period, and as the period ends, if the board of directors, if they are not going to renew the contract, what happens? The secretary should vacate his office. In the same way, what happens if the winding up of the company, when the company is going to wind up, what happens? The employees should discharge their duties, right? So, and if this winding up of company takes place before the expiry of the fixed term of the contract, then the secretary can claim for the damages for the breach of contract. Breach of contract. So he can claim for the damage that is caused, the damage for breach of contract. What do you mean by this? So it is nothing but end of contract, or sorry, not end of contract, breaking of contract. Breaking of contract.